So, I genuinely think that any WNBA GM or any WNBA owner needs to ask their GM what they voted for in the survey. And if the WNBA GM voted any other name but Caitlin Clark for best point guard in the WNBA, that they should be fired on the spot. And if you agree, subscribe. We're trying to hit 46.1k somehow by the end of the day. And by the way, 46k was our goal by the end of the weekend. Thank you guys so much for all the support in the channel recently. Nobody's going to be going harder for the WNBA season than myself. But, lads, we saw it. We saw it a few days ago. Caitlin Clark is, in fact, according to WNBA GMs, not, and I mean somehow, not the best point guard in the WNBA. And it is something that is just mad. And not only is she not the best point guard in the WNBA, apparently she's the best shooting guard in the WNBA. A position that Caitlin Clark does not play. A position that she is not even close to playing. Like, ironically, she is the closest thing to a heliocentric point guard in the WNBA right now. She is literally the closest thing to heliocentric point guard. And I don't think you can call a heliocentric point guard a shooting guard because they like to shoot shots. It is crazy. And by the way, even if you didn't vote Caitlin Clark as point guard, I think any owner who finds out their GM voted for Caitlin Clark as a shooting guard should be fired as well. Because Caitlin Clark has played, the only time Caitlin Clark has played a couple of minutes of shooting guard in her career. And it has been absolutely, it's been awful. Like, it's not gone well because a lot of the times she's played shooting guard, she's been told to stand in the corner, and there's a big difference between, like off the ball. Like, being off the ball and being a freaking shooting guard. Either way. For the people, by the way, there were people that voted Chelsea Gray over Caitlin Clark that did not vote Caitlin Clark as shooting guard. So, I'm going to talk about this right now. Talk about this game. And then talk about the game right before it where we saw the quote-unquote point guard play. And there's only... I'm sorry, this is not 2022 anymore. This is not regular season 2023 anymore. There is one point guard, and she plays in Indiana and wears number 22, and is arguably the best number 22 in the league. I am saying it, though. I'm saying it. It's going to be a tough MVP race. Those four, Stewie looked good. And, like, I don't even know who had the best debut, who had the best first game. Do you go, like, obviously Kelsey Plum probably had the best first game. For me, I think the best 10-minute spell was Caitlin, but I'm going probably Fee, followed by Stewie, followed by Caitlin, followed by Aja, but none of them were bad. Like, you saw Aja Wilson going out there and dropping 31, but you saw Chelsea Gray with 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 4 of 13 from the field. Albeit, again, 3 of 5 from 3 is a really pretty good percentage. She hits 2 big ones. She genuinely hit 2 big ones, one at the end of the third quarter, or was it one at the end of the first half and one kind of in the fourth quarter. Like, she actually, I have to say, Chelsea Gray did hit 2 big shots. And if you're asking me who I would think is a more clutch shooter, you know what? Like, the historical precedents would say, like, history would say that Chelsea Gray is the better clutch shooter. But, like, Aaron Gordon seems to be a better clutch shooter in the playoffs than Nikola Jokic. I'm not saying Aaron Gordon's better than Nikola Jokic. But Caitlin Clark came out and literally took over a game. And that's the one thing I'm noticing with Chelsea Gray is everything other than her shot making is not there anymore. Like, if you're watching this game, she's ironically a better shooting guard than she is point guard. Like, Chelsea Gray is hitting shots. That's the only thing that's still there. Her shot making is still there. And ironically, does not make shots at the same rate as Caitlin Clark, over the totality of a game. And then Chelsea Gray is not the passer she once was. Like, she can still make the pass, but sorry, she's not the passer, she's not the playmaker. She's not the playmaker that she once was. But yeah, it is like, it's just an embarrassing take that Chelsea Gray is better than Caitlin Clark. It's an embarrassing take. Chelsea Gray averaged 8 points per game last year. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, but unrivaled. Okay, yeah, she was able to make some shots in single coverage in a 3-on-3 competition. And it was just, it's 3v3. It's 3v3. No double coverage. Caitlin Clark draws a double team in the freaking backcourt. She draws double teams in the backcourt, lads. And she creates everything. Chelsea Gray's not even a playmaker anymore. She's a passer. Like, if Chelsea Gray has to pass the ball into Angel Wilson in the post, I understand Chelsea Gray might jump up in the air, do a 360, hit the no scope off the freaking crane in high rise, and while coming down from the no scope, throw a behind the back spinning pass and landing in Angel Wilson's hand for a layup. And Caitlin Clark in that scenario will just throw a kind of hook pass to Angel Wilson for the layup. It doesn't have the flashiness, but like, they do the same thing. And do you want to know what the big difference is? Chelsea Gray does not create space at all. Chelsea Gray can hit contested shots better than Caitlin Clark. I'll give her that. But Caitlin Clark generates 10 open layups a game. There's no player in basketball that generates open layups like Caitlin Clark does. All you have to do as a teammate of Caitlin Clark is run. That's all you have to do. Run. If you run as a teammate of Caitlin Clark, if you run in a straight line, and run just harder than your matchup. And by the way, I've watched the Wings not get back on defense, the Storm not get back on defense, the Sky not get back on defense. If you are if you're Aaliyah Boston, Aaliyah's gonna just run straight past Brittany Griner. You think Bree Jones can keep up with Natasha Howard? I don't think so. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. But it's just one of those things where it's like Caitlin Clark's ability to pass forward. Like, everyone talks about Chelsea Gray because of these flashy passes and stuff. And by the way, yeah, Chelsea Gray was a great shot maker. She had a great playoffs 3 years ago. But you want to know let's just talk about the basketball landscape when Chelsea Gray dominated the playoffs. The Golden State Warriors had just won the NBA championship. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving were still members of the Brooklyn Nets. James Harden was still in his second year as a 76er. The Miami Heat were just coming off a year as the 1 seed. Victor Wembanyama was playing for Mets 92. Paolo Banchero was a rookie. And Paige Bueckers was 28 years old. Obviously, I'm joking with that one. But Paige Bueckers hadn't even tore her ACL yet. That is how long ago that was. And obviously, the Paige Bueckers old joke is... It's a joke. Paige Bueckers isn't that old. But because Chelsea Gray had a great playoff series 3 years ago, people are saying Chelsea Gray is better than Caitlin Clark. It's not even close. It's not even like it's like Tash Cloud. The closest to Caitlin Clark right now is Sabrina. Sabrina's playing the two. The closest to Caitlin Clark right now is probably Tash Cloud. Courtney Williams. And then, like, I'm trying to think of how many point guards you have to go down until you get to current day Chelsea Gray. And they said that she was better than Caitlin Clark. And that's just disrespect. For me, you have to go down. I'm looking. Chelsea Gray is better than the point guard for the Dream. She's better than Pau Pau or even Jordan Canada, but it's close to Jordan Canada. So she's better than one. She is better than Courtney Vandersloot. She is better than whoever's running the one for the Sun. Is it? I can't remember. Is she better than Paige Bueckers? I don't know. Is she better than Julie Van Loo? Sure. Is she better than Caitlin Clark? Of course not. Is she better than Kelsey Plum? No. Kelsey Plum starting point guard for Sparks? No. So you're looking at Kelsey Plum playing the one. Then you've got her at the one. Well, her at the second best point guard compared to Caitlin. Is she better than Courtney Williams? No. Is she better than Tash Cloud? No. And if you want to say Courtney Williams is a shooting guard, watch Courtney Williams play. There is nothing shooting guard about Courtney Williams. Is she better than Alyssa Thomas, who realistically runs the one for the Mercury? No. Maybe. Is she better than Cole McCanny? Sure. Is she better than Skylar Diggins? No. Is she better than whoever's running the one for the Mystics? Sure. So just off the top of my head, if you consider Alyssa Thomas a point guard, she's not better than Alyssa Thomas. But if you consider AT a point guard, it goes Clark, AT, Plum, Cloud, Williams, Diggins, Gray. If you don't consider AT a point guard, you take AT out of that. And even if you want to say, oh, we're going to take Kelsey Plum out of that too, even though she's realistically playing the one, you're still looking at a player who's maybe a top 5 point guard. And comparing the best point guard by a mile. And it's not just the scoring, it's not just the assists, it is the generating open layups that is the biggest thing. And people do not understand. Nobody in basketball generates open layups like Caitlin Clark. There are people that can drive in and kick the shooters. A lot of people can do that. But the big difference is that not only does she drive in and kicks the shooters, she drives in because of the fact that they've sent double teams to her, whether it be directly from her or via hockey assist, her gravity, her passing forward, everything. If you are on the weak side and you cut, or if you are a run the break, she will generate 10 open layups per game. How many they make, I don't know. And again, two of those 10 are screwed up of those 10 open layups are screwed up by her throwing the ball too far. Maybe 2 a game. 2 a game are screwed up by either the missed layup or a fumbled catch. But I genuinely think she could get 5 to 6 assists and open layups this year. And I thought, her assist numbers are going to go down. After watching that game, I was like, you know what? Maybe we're going to be seeing so much more from Caitlin Clark as far as the assists are concerned. I'm a lot less concerned now as I was a while ago. But anyway, complete disrespect by the WNBA GM saying that she's not the best point guard. And I think that every single owner needs to contact their GM and ask, first of all, do you think Caitlin Clark's a shooting guard? If they say yes, fire them. Just be like, okay, you don't know ball. It's fine. Fire them. If they say yes, but Chelsea Gray is better, fire them. Simple as that. They just don't know ball. They don't know ball. Because if you think Chelsea Gray right now is better than Skylar Diggins, you're crazy. If you think Chelsea Gray is better than Tash Cloud, you're crazy. If you think she's better than Kelsey Plum, you're crazy. If you think she's better than Alyssa Thomas, if you consider her a point guard, you're crazy. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you.